with this syntax, that is tuple y, and we have assigned it to the tup1 value. Now we'll print this tuple and execute the command. Here we can see that we have used the append method in the tuple. First, we have changed the tuple to the list by this command y equal to list tup1. Then we have used the append method y.append and appended the element guava. Then we have changed the y list to the tuple, that is tup1 equal to tuple, the name of the list, and then we have printed the tuple. We can also add two tuples by another method. For that, we will write another tuple, that would be tup3 equal to, we will insert an element that would be cherry, and now we want it to be added in tup1, so we'll write tup1 plus equal to tup3, and now we'll print the final tuple, that would be tup1, and run the command. Here we can see that we have added two tuples, that is tuple1 and tuple3, which consists of cherry, and here we get the whole tuple as tuple1. Now to execute loops in tuples, we'll write the command. For that, we'll write the syntax for space a variable x in the name of the tuple colon, and then we will print the particular element one by one, and we'll run this command. Here we can see that all the elements have been printed from the tuple. Now let's understand dictionaries in Python. In lists, you can fetch the elements with the help of index numbers. But if you want to specify a different type of index for it, example, if you have a list of 8 values and you want to fetch the 5th one, you will use the index. But if you have key for each element, then you can use the key to access that element. Example, phone book. If you want to fetch a number, you will use a name and you get a number. And officially, if we talk about dictionary, if you want to understand the meaning of a word, you go to that page and you look at the word and understand the meaning of it. So this type of concept where you have a key and corresponding to that you have a value, we can achieve this with the help of dictionaries. Python dictionary can be defined as a collection of objects, values, or items of different types stored in key value pair format. These multiple key value pairs created are enclosed within the curly braces, and each key is separated from its value by the colon. Let's understand this with the help of an example. dict1 equal to curly braces, the first key is A, and corresponding to that we have value, and that is separated by colon. And after the key value pair, that is separated by a comma. The next is B key, and that has a corresponding value 2. After that we have inserted a comma to separate it from other values. Now we have a third key, that is C, and corresponding to that we have a value 3. Let's see some characteristics of dictionaries. The dictionaries are ordered from Python version 3.7. When we say that dictionaries are ordered, it means that the items have a defined order and that order will not change. Second, that is, elements of the dictionaries cannot be accessed by index. Third, dictionaries can store various types of elements. Fourth, dictionaries are mutable. Dictionaries are changeable, meaning that we can change, add, or remove items after the dictionary has been created. Fifth one is dictionaries doesn't allow duplicate elements. Dictionaries cannot have two items with the same key. Now let's see some methods in dictionaries. The first is clear method. It removes all the elements from the dictionary, and its syntax is the name of the dictionary dot clear. The second is get. It returns the value of the specified key. The syntax is dict1 dot key, and in square brackets we have to write the key name. The third is keys. It returns a list containing the dictionary's key. Its syntax is dict1 dot keys. The next is pop. It removes the element with the specified key. Its syntax is dict1 dot pop, and in round brackets we would write the particular key name. And the next method is pop item. It removes the last inserted key value pair from the dictionary, and its syntax is dict1 dot pop item. Let's move to the Jupyter notebook and execute these methods. First, we will add a comment that would be dictionaries, and now we'll create a dictionary. For that, we'll write the syntax name of the dictionary equal to curly braces. First, we'll write the key value, then colon, and the value corresponding to it. We'll write apple, then separate it by comma, and then the second key value, colon, and the value corresponding to that key, that would be orange. When it would be separated by comma, then we'll assign another key value, that would be 3, colon, and the value corresponding to that would be banana, comma. Next, with the key value would be 4, colon, and in inverted commas we'll write the value corresponding to it, and we'll print this dictionary, print dict1, and execute this command. Here we can see that the dictionary is printed. With one key value we have the corresponding value apple, with 2 key value we have the corresponding value orange, with 3 key value we have the corresponding value banana, and with 4 key value we have the corresponding value kiwi. Now, to access a particular element, we can't do that in dictionary, but we can access a particular value with the help of key. We can do that in dictionary. For that, we would write the syntax print the name of the dictionary, and in square brackets we'll write the key value, that would be 1, and run the command. We would get the value corresponding to the key value, that is apple, that is corresponding to the key value 1. Now we will see a get method in dictionary. For that, we'll write the command print name of the dictionary dot get, and in round brackets we'll just write the key value and run this command. We'll get the corresponding value to the key value, that is apple. Now we will use another method, that would be pop. For that, we'll write the command print dict1 dot pop, and in round brackets we'll write the key value for the value we want the element to be removed from the dictionary. We'll execute this command and we get kiwi as the output. Now we print the dictionary, print dict1. We can see that the 4th key value and the value corresponding to that key value has been removed by the pop method. Now we can also print the length of the dictionary. For that, we'll write the command print len, and in round brackets we'll write the name of the dictionary and just execute the command. We will get 3 as the output, as it has been considered 1 unit, 2nd unit, and 3rd unit, so the length is 3. And we have another method, that is sorted. For that, we'll write the command print sorted and the name of the dictionary dict1. We'll execute this command. It would give us all the key values in a sorted manner when executed with this command. Now we can see another method, that is keys. For that, we have to write the command print round brackets name of the dictionary dot keys round brackets, and we'll run this command and we'll get all the keys that are present in dictionary. There is another method, that is values. For that, we'll write the command print dict1 dot values round brackets, and we'll execute this command. We'll get all the values that are present in the dictionary. Now we'll see another method, that is update. That is used to update the particular value corresponding to the key value, or update the dictionary with more values to be inserted in the dictionary. For that, we'll write the command dict1 dot update. In round brackets, first we'll write the curly braces, the key value, semicolon, and corresponding to that we'll write its value which we want to update. watermelon, and we'll also print the dictionary. We'll execute this command. We'll get that the second value, that is watermelon, that's been updated. Previously it was orange and now it's watermelon, so it's been updated by this command. And we can also use this command to add more elements to the dictionary. For that, we'll write the syntax dict1 dot update, round brackets, curly braces, and the key value colon, and corresponding to that we'll write the value muskmelon, and we'll print the dictionary, and we'll execute this command. Sorry, we just omitted the name of the dictionary, dict1 dot update. Now we will execute this command. Here we can see that the value has been added to the dictionary. Now we'll see another method, that is pop. For that we'll write the command dict1 dot pop, and in round brackets the key value for which we want the value to be removed from the dictionary, and we will print the dictionary and execute this command. Here we can see that the second key value has been removed from the dictionary, and we will see another method, that would be dict1 dot pop item, and then we will print the dictionary and execute the command. Here we can see that the pop item has removed the last element from the dictionary, and we are left with only 2 elements in the dictionary. Now we will see some loops in the dictionary. For that we'll write the command for x in the name of the dictionary, that is dict1 colon, and then we'll write print dict1 and in square brackets the variable x, and we'll execute this command. So with this loop we can print all the values corresponding to the key values in the dictionary. Now to print both the key and values corresponding to it, we can run a loop. For that we'll write the command for x comma y in dict1 dot items colon print x comma y, and run this command. We can get the key and the values corresponding to it. Now if you want to copy the particular dictionary in another dictionary, you can write the command. First you will name the dictionary you want to create and copy the elements. We will name it as mydict equal to, now we'll write the command dict1 dot copy, and then we will print the new dictionary, that is mydict, and we'll run this command. Okay, we have not inserted the round bracket here. Now run this command. Here we can see that we have printed the mydict dictionary and it has the same values as dict1. Now we'll see another method to delete the whole dictionary. For that we'll write dict1 dot clear. It would remove all the values from the dictionary and will also print the dictionary after that. Run this command. Here we can see all the elements from the dictionary have been removed.
Try giving a shot to Simplilearn's postgraduate program in AI and machine learning in collaboration with IBM. The course link is mentioned in the description box below. That will navigate you to the course page where you can find a complete overview of the program being offered.
Okay, so I'm on my Jupyter notebook. First of all, let's rename our notebook to looping techniques. Okay, I'll just increase the size. All right. Okay, so let's see how you can arrange the values in a list using for loops with Python sorted function. So I'll create a variable called num and I'll assign a list. Let's say it has values 2, 5, 10, 4. I'm taking just random values. Let's say 36, 50 and 49. So this is my list. Now I want to arrange the items in this list in either ascending or descending order. So for that I can use a for loop. I'll say for I, which is my iterator variable, in, and after this I'm going to use the Python sorted function, and inside the function I'll pass in my variable which is num. Then I'll give a colon and say print I. So let's hit shift enter to run it. Okay, you can see here, so Python by default has sorted the elements in the list in ascending order. So we have 2, 4, 5, then 10, 36, 49, 50 and 50. Now let's learn how you can sort the values in a list using a for loop in descending order. So I'll just copy my above cell of code. We'll paste it here. It will help save us some time. So I'll say for I in sorted, I've given my variable num. After this, I'm going to pass in another parameter called reverse equal to, I'll say true. Now reverse equal to true will make sure Python will sort the list in descending order. If I run it, you can see the difference. We have sorted the elements in the list num in descending order now. So we have 50, 50, 49, 36, 10, 5, 4 and 2. Okay, so this is one of the techniques that you can use to sort the elements in a list using a for loop. Now similarly, you can also sort string elements alphabetically in a list in ascending or descending order. So for that, I'll create a variable called players. Let me just scroll down. Then I'll create a list which will have the names of football players. Let's say we have Messi. Then let's say we have Ronaldo. Then we have Salah. And then we have, let's say, Harry. Okay. I'm going to say for I in my function sorted, I'll say players, I'll give a comma and again use reverse equal to true. So this is going to sort the items in my list players in descending order of the alphabets. Then I'll give a colon and say print I. Let me run it. You can see here the names of the different football players have been sorted in descending order of alphabets. So we have S appearing first, then R, M and H. So Salah, Ronaldo, Messi and Harry. Alright, now let's move ahead. Now we are going to create a dictionary of key value pairs and sort it. So I'll create a dictionary called D, which will have a few key value pairs. So my first key is F and the value is, let's say, 1. Then my second key, let's say, is B and the value is 4. I'll give a comma. My next key is A and the value is, let's say, 3. After that, my next key is E and the value is, let's say, 9. And finally we have our last key, which is C, and the value is 2. Now to sort this dictionary, I'll say for I in sorted, I'm going to use the items method. I'll say sorted d.items and then we'll print I. Let me run it and show you the result. You can see it here. Our dictionary has been sorted in ascending order of the dictionary keys. So we have A, B, then C. There is no D here. After that we have E and then F. Cool. Now you can also sort the keys and values separately. Let me just copy this and I'll show you. I'll paste it here, and instead of d.items I'll just say d.keys. If I run it, you can see here we have sorted only the keys in my dictionary. Now to sort the values instead of items, you can just write values, and here you can see we have sorted the values in the dictionary D in ascending order again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 9. Alright. Now we will understand how to use the reverse function in loops to reverse the items in a list. So I'll again create my list called players, which will have Messi. Let's say again the next player is Ronaldo, and then we have Salah, and then we have Harry. Okay. Now to reverse the elements in this list called players, I'll say for I in, then I'll use the reversed function and pass in my list called players, give a colon and then say print I. Let's run it. Here you can see we have reversed the elements in my list called players. So we have Harry first, then Salah, Ronaldo and Messi in the end. Cool. Now moving ahead, we'll see how to use the filter function in a loop and filter specific elements in a list based on some conditions. Now to give the condition, we'll be using an anonymous function in Python that is often called as the lambda function. To do this, I'm going to create a list called animals. I'll give my square brackets, and inside these square brackets I'm going to pass in the elements in the form of a dictionary. So to pass in a dictionary, we need to have key value pairs. So my first key is name. Let's see, my animal is dogs. I'll give a comma. Then my next key is the age. Let's say dog's age is 11. So this is my first list element which has been passed in the form of a dictionary. I'll create another curly bracket and we'll have the same keys. This time let's say my animal is lion. Let's make it dog instead of dogs. Okay. Give a comma and then say age. Let's say the age of the lion is 30. I'll give a comma. We'll go to the next line, and this time we are going to have another animal. I'll say elephant. Give a comma. Let's say the age is 63. I'll give a comma. And then we'll have our final element in the list. Let's say the name of the animal is leopard. Give a comma. Then we'll have the age of the leopard. Let's say the age is 18. So we have our list ready. Now using a for loop, we'll filter the elements in the list giving a specific condition. Let me show you. So I'll write for animals in, I'm going to use the filter function, and inside the filter function I'll give an anonymous function called lambda. I'll say lambda I colon I of age if it is divisible by 2. So I'll say age divided by 2 equal to 0. Give a comma then we will print that animal. I'll give a colon, I'll say print animals. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the filter function and passing my condition, that is, if the age of the animal is divisible by 2, then print the animal, or just print the list. Rest we don't need. Alright, now let me run it. It says there is an invalid syntax. Let me debug it. Okay, there is a spelling mistake here in lambda. This should be MBDA. Okay, now we'll run it. There you go. So here in the list that we had created, only the age of lion and leopard were divisible by 2. So 30 and 18 were divisible by 2. So Python printed us only those two elements in the list. The rest it ignored. 11 and 63 are not divisible by 2, so we did not get dog and elephant. Cool. So this is another interesting looping technique where you can use filter as well as an anonymous lambda function. Alright. Now in the next example, we'll see how to remove items in a list using a while loop. So far we have been using only for loops. Now we are going to see a few examples using while loop. Okay, I'm going to create a variable called country. So this variable will hold a list of elements of the different country names. I'll say India. Let's say my second country is Canada, and let's say my third country I have is Brazil. My fourth country I have is Japan, and then we have, let's say, Israel. Okay, now I'll use a while loop. So I'll say while my list, that is country, then to remove the elements in the list I'm going to use the pop function. So I'll say print country dot, I'll say pop, and I'll pass -1 as the parameter so that it removes the elements from the end of the list. If I run it, you can see here we have Israel, Japan, Brazil, Canada and India. Now you can just print country. You can see here, since we have removed all the elements from my list country, there is no element left here, so it gives us an empty list. Cool. Now let me show you how you can use while loops in just one line. So for that I'll create a variable called num and I'll assign a value of 10. I'll say while num is greater than 0, I'll say num equal to num -1. I'll give a semicolon this time, and then I'll say print num. Let's run it. You can see it here. We have printed 9, 8, 7, 6 up to 0. So in the first iteration my num value was 10. So 10 greater than 0 was true. So we decreased the value of num by 1. So num became 9 and we printed 9. In the second iteration, num, which was 9, was greater than 0. Then we decreased or reduced num by 1 again. So it became 8. Then we printed it and the loop continued till we reached 0. Cool. Now had this condition been num equal to num plus 1 or num plus equal to 1, the loop would have run for infinite number of times. Alright. Now I'll show you an example how to run an infinite loop. So I'll say while true, I'll create a variable called num. Now this num would be a user input, a user integer input actually. I'll pass in the message as enter an integer, give a colon followed by a space, and then we'll say print the product of, I'll give a comma, say num, I'll give another comma, I'll say is. Now we'll pass in our multiplication. I want to multiply any user given number by 5. So I'll say 5 multiplied by num. Okay, let's run it. And see here, enter an integer. If I say, let's say 3, so 3 multiplied by 5 is 15, the product of 3. Here I can change the message as multiplied by 5. You can say is. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, so let's say I enter my integer as 3. I have the message, the product of 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. Let's enter another value, 10. The product is 50. Let's say I have 20. The product is 100. Let's say I am taking 35 multiplied by 5 is 175. So this loop will continue until and unless you don't interrupt it. So I'm going to interrupt my kernel to stop executing this loop. Okay, now we are going to explore the enumerate function in Python, but before that let me tell you what enumerate function is. So the enumerate method or the function in Python allows us to number list indices of the items as they are coming out of the array. Python will automatically put this indices into a tuple. Let me show you how it works. So I'll directly start with my for loop. I'll say for I in, I'll use the enumerate keyword, and within brackets I'll pass in my elements in the form of list. I'll say the, let's say, then we have brown. The next word I have is for, let's say, then we have jumped. This is basically a sentence broken down into different words, and those words we have put as elements in the list. The next word I have is the, give a comma, I'll say lazy. Then we have dog, give a comma, and finally we will have our full stop or the period. Okay, then I'll give a colon and I'll say print I. Now let me run it. You can see here, using the enumerate function, we have given the indices to the different items in my list. So it starts from 0 and goes till 8. So there are total 9 elements in my list. Okay, now you can see here the result has been printed in the form of a tuple or tuple. I'll just copy the above code and paste it here. Now I'm going to replace I with key and value, and